and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. So today is going to be a January recap video as well as just a little bit of information into February plans. If you're new to my channel, my name is Autumn. I have two little girls that I homeschool. Alani is 6 and Emmy is 4. So we do first grade and pre-K for our homeschool, and it has just been going really well. This has been the first year that we've really had to pay more attention to state requirements. And I do live in Pennsylvania, so there are definitely requirements that are not necessarily in a lot of other places. I like to do these month recaps of kind of everything, so personal life as well as homeschool, which is honestly a big part of my personal life too. But first I will talk about house stuff. We finally got these stairs done. It took a while. I don't honestly remember when we started, but it kind of got to this point where we took a break at the end of December because I wanted to be able to decorate the stairs for Christmas. I'll make sure to put in a picture, but I really wanted to be able to decorate, so we held off on just like the final touches. And then in January, we officially got the stairs finished. So that is just something that is just off the plate now. We can move on to some other projects that we have. So it's just really exciting to see things slowly coming together in our home. I would say that was the biggest home thing for January though. We do have a koi pond in the back of our yard, and we had some very cold weather. We have spoken with a company about what to do with the koi pond ahead of the winter. So everything is fine, but this was our first winter just figuring everything out with the koi pond and making sure that the fish were okay and everything was going good. But things are going well, and fingers crossed it is starting to get a little warmer more regularly around here. I say that as it's about like 34 degrees or something like that, but that feels warm compared to what we recently had. So the weather is getting nicer and I really look forward to that. All right, me personally, I had another bad month for my skin. So last year I had some sort of thing that I can't even really fully pronounce. I think it was pityriasis rosacea or something like that, rosea, I don't know. But that was like a full body rash, and that was just not fun, especially because we were leaving for Mexico. Everything has been fine, everything has been going well, but upon returning from Great Wolf Lodge, after a few days, I did realize that just my face was breaking out in what seemed to be another rash. So I had to go to the dermatologist and deal with that. They really do think it was maybe just the whole indoor water park situation between the chlorine, the humidity, all of that kind of stuff. My face just didn't like it. I normally don't really go in the water or do any of those activities because it's just not personally something that I enjoy. That's normally something my husband takes over on. But he had injured his back, so I did take over with a lot of that stuff. And possibly that was just more of like a skin reaction to just, I don't know, the chlorine, the environment, not sure. But that is something that was not fun, and everything is good now, luckily, but that just threw off a little bit of January. And I had uploaded my vlog already for Great Wolf Lodge, so we were there ahead of the new year and then brought in the new year while we were there at a celebration they had. And so that was like the start of our January, and little did I know that before the end of January, we would be on another trip. We took a last minute trip to Florida, which was really nice. It was with my family. My grandmother was originally supposed to go, but wasn't able to make it, but we still made the best of it and we had a great time. I will have that vlog up this month as well, but that is something that I hadn't expected at the beginning of January that ended up happening. I also got a new desk in January. It is behind me. You can't really see it. I still have a lot that I'm trying to do with the space, figuring out shelves and pictures and all of that. And so I'm having fun making this area my own, but actually like making decisions and going through with these projects is a little tough for me. I am not someone who easily makes decisions. So I am slowly getting this area together, and hopefully by my February update video or my February recap, it'll all be done. So I wanna go into what we got into in January for homeschool. I feel like I used to do this without notes, but now I feel like there's just so much going on. So for sunlight, we are in the unit on germs. I've said it before, but the only book that I got for Sunlight was the encyclopedia. This unit is not as heavy on the encyclopedia, so I'm doing a lot of pulling from the library or Epic, and that's no problem at all. I can easily find not exact books, but very similar books. One thing that I did change with how I'm doing things, I had originally made this Alani's binder. This was all of the worksheets were in here, and then I had a separate binder that had all of the lesson plans and like that kind of stuff. I've now combined it because I actually just find it easier to have it all in one spot. Alani doesn't work out of the binder. She works normally from a clipboard. I normally grab the pages out of the binder and put them on the clipboard. So there really was no need for her to have a second binder. I found myself grabbing the pages from this binder and then looking through the other binder to figure out what we were doing, and it just was a waste of time, honestly. So I combined everything, and everything is just now in this binder, which so far has been a lot easier. We started a new module for math, so right now she is doing place value, which she's really actually breezing through this, so I might just up the pacing a little bit, and I think we're just going to get through it a little faster than I planned. I'm gonna talk about Torchlight, and I'm also gonna talk about core knowledge language arts, because right now they line up so perfectly, and I'm loving that. I've had this happen with other subjects too. I don't always plan for this to happen. Actually, I normally don't plan for this to happen. So I'm always excited when things line up, because for Torchlight, we are learning about the Middle East, and we already were learning about Mesopotamia in core knowledge language arts. We are mostly done Mesopotamia though, so we will be moving on to ancient Egypt. So it's nice that we had spent so much time in January on Mesopotamia, and now moving into February, we will kind of go back to that area and be exploring the Middle East. We are continuing to love pinwheels. I have been using the dash books alongside of pinwheels. Now there are specific readers for pinwheels that focus on these skills that she is specifically learning in the unit she is on, so we are still doing those. Dash is an additional thing that I am adding in, and that has really worked great. We haven't really reached any point where the things in the dash books are way ahead of what she's learning in the pinwheels books. So it's really lined up nicely, and I've enjoyed using them together. I've talked about it before. It was a disaster when we tried to just use the dash books. It just was not working for us. So I'm really glad to have those paired together. Pinwheels and dash have been really good together. In pinwheels, we've been doing a lot more grammar, which has been really nice. And she's also learning a lot more multisyllabic words, which she's really enjoying. Like, there are these big words that look like they're gonna be very challenging for her, but she's learning how to break down the syllables and read them fluently, and that has been really fun and such a confidence booster for her. And just to be clear, if you are new to my channel, I am talking about my first grader. These are all things for my first grader. My pre-Ker sometimes comes in a little bit with different things we are doing, but she does not have a specific curriculum. I will get to her later. In January, we started our unit for art on shape and form, and she's really been enjoying that. Both the girls really enjoy that because I do pull Emmy in for art. It's just, I get more technical with Alani than I do with Emmy, and I'm trying to be more consistent with art. So that is something that we got done in January, and I hope to continue getting through the units as the year continues. I think one of their favorite things we did in January though was Peter and the Wolf. They loved the story, they loved the music. We had so much fun for that. So for February, I definitely want to do more with music. I will probably focus on Black musicians, but I think they're gonna have a really great time doing more with music in February. I just haven't made any specific plans for what we are gonna do. And I did have a resource for Peter and the Wolf that I had planned on using, but I ended up just piecing some things together from Teachers Pay Teachers and found some videos on YouTube. And that, along with just the music on Spotify, it all kind of just fit together. I don't know why, I just like to piece things together sometimes, and it's just more fun. It's more of a creative process, I guess. So even though I did actually have everything planned and laid out in a PDF ready to go, I ended up putting things together on my own. And if you saw my most recent vlog, then you will see that that's the same thing I'm doing with Emmy. I'm piecing a lot of things together with her. She is consistently doing kindergarten math through Zern, and that has been going really well. But outside of that, we are doing Explode the Code and just piecing things together. I just started pulling a little bit from playing preschool. So we did the food unit because we have done some of the units previously. I wanted to make sure we started somewhere where we never made it to. So we started at the food unit, and I don't know that I'll go in order or anything, but it just worked out to start on that one, so we did. I'm super excited for February. For the most part, I am just following the curriculum as it is laid out for the different subjects we have, but I did recently get this book and I want to get it read as soon as possible. It is just a wealth of information. I've already grabbed a few books. Well, I requested a few books from the library and I'm still waiting on a few. And then we do have some in our library already. But this book is Soul School, Taking Kids on a Joy-Filled Journey Through the Heart of Black American Culture. This is going to be absolutely perfect for February, but obviously we will be using this resource throughout the entire year. I already read her book, A Place to Belong, and I love that. So when I saw this was coming out, I had ordered it immediately. What I love about toward the back of the book is it has all of these great recommendations for books, but it's age-based. So the different chapters are, chapter 6 has 2 to 4, chapter 7 is ages 5 to 7, chapter 8 is 8 to 10, chapter 9 is 11 to 14, and then chapter 10 is ages 15 to 17. So again, this is going to be a resource for a really long time. I'm really excited for this book. Some of the ones that I grabbed from the library are these three right here. So I have A Walk in the Woods. I also got John Henry, and then Emile and the Field. At least that's what I'm assuming the pronunciation of the name is. And there are more that are at the library that I haven't received yet. And then this one was recommended and we already own it. So I'm just really excited to dive into the book recommendations, but I will make sure to link this one. Another thing I'm excited for is decorating for Valentine's Day. I don't do a whole house decorate, but I do like to decorate the girls' little play space as well as our homeschool room. So I grabbed a few things from the Dollar Tree. So I got these beads. I got these little dishes that I thought were so cool. They have like confetti inside. I know the girls will love them. And I got a tablecloth to put on our homeschool table. Some new pencils because we always love pencils. And then some crafts. And then a while back, I ordered all new watercolor things. So new paper, new brushes, new watercolor paints. And I'm just gonna put everything in like a little Valentine basket. And so if I already have like a picture of that, I'll just make sure to put that there. That's gonna be it though. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments. And thank you so much for your support on my channel. I feel like YouTube was punishing me for taking time off while we moved, but I am finally seeing some of my numbers getting not back to normal, but getting a little bit better. So everything you do, sharing, watching, liking, commenting, all of that really helps my channel and I really, really, really appreciate it. So thank you. I hope that your February is off to a great start and I will see you in the next video. Bye.